So, what in the world could a humanitarian pledge from 1946 teach you about writing a killer book today? Well, as it turns out, pretty much everything. The real secret to creating work that actually lasts is hiding in the origin story of UNICEF. Yeah, I know, sounds crazy, but stick with me.
To really get this, we have to rewind the clock. We're going back to a world that was literally picking itself up from the rubble.
Let's get specific. The date is December 11, 1946. World War II is finally over, but it's left behind this massive scar across the continent. We're talking shattered cities, families torn apart, just devastation. And in the middle of all this were millions of kids, orphaned, starving, completely traumatized. So you have all these delegates from around the world gathering at the brand new United Nations, and, they're arguing about pretty much everything. But somehow, in all that chaos, they managed to agree on one single urgent truth. It all boiled down to this simple, powerful idea. Children could not wait. They couldn't wait around for politicians to debate policies or for perfect systems to be built. They needed help, and they needed it right now. And just like that, UNICEF was born. Now, its mission wasn't some vague idea like raising awareness. No, it was about action. It was about delivering food, medicine, and hope, protecting kids no matter who they were or where they came from. And its success was absolutely explosive because its promise was so clear and so urgent. This specific, actionable promise, that's what we can call its service component.
Okay, that's a pretty powerful history lesson, right? But what does a global relief organization have to do with you, sitting there trying to write your book?
The answer is everything. Because in today's world, we're all completely overwhelmed, and every single potential reader is asking this one fundamental question when they look at a book. What will this do for me? They don't need more information, they're drowning in it. They need a transformation. And that brings us to this idea of this service component. It's the transformational promise that your book makes to its reader. It's the specific change, the actual relief, or the real growth your work is going to deliver. This is what turns your book from just, another piece of entertainment into a real mission. And don't think for a second this only applies to self-help books. No way. This is for every single genre. A self-help book, its service is to help you finally beat imposter syndrome. A memoir, it's not just telling a story. It's showing you a path to rebuild after a terrible loss. Even a novel. Its service can be to make you feel less alone in whatever you're going through. At the end of the day, your book has to do something for the person reading it. So, here's the really cool part. We can actually take UNICEF's world-changing strategy and turn it into a super practical framework that any writer can use. Here's how it breaks down. Step 1, identify the need. Just like UNICEF saw kids who were starving, you have to clearly see your reader's pain point or their deepest desire. 2, make a promise. State exactly what transformation you're offering. 3, design the delivery. You structure your book, your chapters, to actually walk the reader through that change. 4, measure your impact. This is your reviews, your testimonials, the stories people tell you. And finally, number 5, expand the mission. You can build courses or communities all centered around that core service you provide. Now, to really use this framework, it takes a pretty fundamental shift in how you see yourself as an author. It's a whole new mindset. Most writers, we think our job is to entertain people, or maybe to inform them. But the real truth, the game-changing truth, your job is to serve. And things like entertainment and information, well, those are just the tools you use to deliver that service. And when you make this shift, 3 amazing things just click into place. First, your writing gets crystal clear. You suddenly know exactly what needs to be in the book and what you can cut. Second, marketing gets so much easier because your promise is your sales pitch. And third, you build this deep, incredible loyalty. Your readers don't just become customers, they become your champions. Let this one really sink in for a second. People don't remember books because of the clever writing or the complex plot. They remember the books that actually changed them, the ones that served them when they really needed it. That is how you create a legacy. So let's bring this all home. The final step is to put this to work for you. It's time to define your book's real mission. So I want you to finish this sentence. After reading my book, my reader will be able to. What goes in that blank space? Whatever that is your service component. That is your promise. And just like UNICEF's promise back in 1946, it's the one thing that will make all your hard work truly matter.